Hey there, BookTube! Welcome back to my channel. On the 1st of July, I started yet another reading challenge. One of my Facebook friends, Erin, she is from Texas, but she lives in Australia. And twice a year, she hosts a reading challenge where there are 10 categories and you choose a different book for each category. So 10 categories, 10 books. It's from the 1st of July until the 31st of October. The challenge is to read these 10 books. That's the first round. If you complete the 10 books before the end of the challenge, you can do the challenge a second time, round 2, except this time you're no longer able to just choose books that you want, but you choose books that other people had already chosen for round 1, and you get to read as many books as you like. There is a point system depending on how difficult it might be to find a book that meets a particular challenge. Like one of the challenges this time is finding a book that is inspired by a Disney movie, which is not something that I would necessarily go and look for. So it took me a while to settle on a book that I wanted to read that met that category. But overall, the challenge is about fun. It's about connecting with other readers, connecting on different platforms. I don't use Facebook as much as I used to, but the fact that this page is hosted on Facebook means that I'm now connecting with readers that I probably wouldn't have met on my blog or here on YouTube. So that's a really big draw for me to do the challenge. I've done the challenge several times before and I've only completed it twice. Last time, which was the winter reading challenge, I completed it almost in the nick of time, and I think the time before that I read almost up to the deadline. But in general, I just really love reading challenges. I love being in a reading community. That's why I'm on BookTube, right? So without further ado, I'll tell you the challenges for this installment, Erin's Reading Challenge 7.0. I'll tell you the 10 books that I chose for the 10 categories. The first category is a freebie. You can choose any book that is at least 200 pages long. For that, I chose We Are Completely Beside Ourselves by Karen Joy Fowler. That is my current read. Second category for 10 points, choose a book where the title starts with B, and I chose Born to Run by Christopher McDougall. The next 10-point category is to choose a book that has a yellow cover. I have A Brief History of 7 Killings by Marlon James on my summer TBR, so I just inserted it into that challenge category. Next up for 15 points is to choose a book with an animal on the cover, and for that I chose The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. For 20 points, read a book that was published in 2017. I wanted to read The Very Best of Adam Sharp by Graham Simpson, who wrote The Rosie Project and The Rosie Effect. For 20 points, choose a book that has a compass or cardinal direction in the title, and I chose Exit West by Mohsin Hamid, which is another book that I wanted to read pretty soon. For 25 points, choose a book that has been banned at some point, and for that I chose The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. For another 30 points, choose a fictional book about mental illness, and I chose to read The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I have always wanted to read that book. I never have, and so it is great motivation to finally get to that book. For another 30 points, choose a book that has a non-human main character, and I bought The Bees by Laline Paul a few months ago and I've been wanting to read it, so this seems like the perfect time. And the final category is the big whooper, 35 points, my personal challenge, because this is not something that I would necessarily have gone towards. A book that a Disney movie was based on, or a book based on a Disney movie. So whichever one came first, the book or the Disney movie, it has to be a book that has a correlating Disney movie. And so I chose Heartless by Marissa Meyer, which is not my typical genre, but it would be a challenge if you were only reading books that you would personally choose, right? So that's my TBR for Erin's Book Challenge 7.0. I'm going to leave a link in the description box if you would like to join the challenge. It is still open. It started on July 1st, from July 1st to October 31st, to read 10 books. And I know most of you probably read 10 books in a week or 10 books in a month. So this is not a challenge for a lot of you. So if you'd like to join, go ahead and check out the link in the description box. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you are actually doing it, or if you've read any of these books and you want to chat about them. So we'll talk down there, and until next time, happy reading. Bye.